With all the recent Avatar remake news dropping left and right, one thing that's got a lot of the fans curious about is how Netflix's Avatar, The Last Airbender, is making a special change for its audience. We all know how the series was iconic enough as it is, so what change could the showrunners be thinking of? Find out all about this and more in today's video, so keep on watching. First up, compared to the original animated series, Netflix announced that their Avatar remake will take on a more mature tone as part of its special change for the audience. Aang and the gang from Avatar: The Last Airbender are ready to return home to Netflix's planned live-action adaptation of the series, with One Star revealing that the new show will depart from the source material in several ways. The Nickelodeon series appears to have a bright future ahead of it, with Avatar Studios now working on a new animated project for the world of bending. The first season of Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender not only introduced a slew of key characters to the realm of bending, but also established the tone for the rest of the series. While the gang's trek had its share of difficulties, it had the impression that things were much easier for the Avatar and his companions. According to Paul Sun-Hoang Lee, this is something that the future live-action series hopes to change. The actor who will portray Iroh of the First Nation Prince Zuko's uncle will keep an eye on his exiled nephew. Went into depth about how the first season of the planned live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender will differ from the original source material. Let's be frank, the first season of the animated series was geared towards little kids, but as the books went on, the themes became way more mature and you still have that whimsical quality. But the themes were so much deeper and the characters' arcs were so much more mature. Lee said about the changes the remake will be adopting. That quality is what they're trying to bring into the first season. Lee also revealed in a podcast interview with the Handsome Genius Club that the series will cost over $100 million and will consist of roughly 8 episodes, each lasting around 60 minutes. While this is one of the biggest projects returning to the world of bending, it is far from the only one on the way. Avatar Studios is presently working on new animated projects that will return to the world made famous by Aang, Korra, and their fellow benders. The studio has yet to divulge the plots of its upcoming projects, but that hasn't stopped fans from guessing about which characters will be featured and what direction their future undertakings will take. Paul Sun-Hoang Lee has appeared in several pop culture ventures, most recently in Disney's Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Star Wars: Book of Boba Fett. Fans may remember him from his role as Appa on Kim's Convenience, which ironically was one of Simu Liu's first major roles before becoming one of Marvel's newest heavy hitters, Shang-Chi. As early as February this year, fans were hyped up to seeing the actors of Aang and Ozai pit against each other in a photo. Avatar: The Last Airbender is currently filming in Canada, so fans are keeping an eye out for updates. Back in February, a new photo from the cast is revealed with Aang's actor pitting against Fire Lord Ozai's actor. Gordon Cormier, the actor who will be portraying Aang, is seen practicing his bending skills opposite Daniel Dae Kim in the signature firebending pose of the Fire Nation's Lord Ozai. "Momo, time for you to go," Cormier captioned the special photo. "And if we were Momo, we'd be gone in a flash. Momo will do anything to assist Aang in this battle, but even our Fury companion understands when to hide. Ozai's might cannot be underestimated, and the only person who can stop him is the Avatar." When the live-action series premieres on Netflix, it is likely to cover the most, if not all, of Book 1. This means Aang has yet to meet Ozai, but fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender know the Avatar will meet the Fire Lord soon. Our hero must beat Ozai if he wishes to right the wrongs of the Fire Nation, and the world is waiting for him to restore balance to all things. And since we already mentioned Fire Lord Ozai and Uncle Iroh a while ago, it's time to settle things once and for all. Who do you think is the better firebender? Even though Ozai and Iroh never fought for the throne of the Fire Nation in Avatar: The Last Airbender, who is the more powerful firebender? In Avatar: The Last Airbender, Iroh was next in line to inherit the Fire Nation throne, but his brother Ozai took the throne and became the new Fire Lord in his place after their father, Azulon, died mysteriously. Iroh was too grieved to oppose his brother's claim to the throne when his son Lu Ten died in a battle. While the great clash between Iroh and Ozai never happened, which of them is the more powerful firebender who would have won? Iroh and Ozai were remarkably similar during their young adulthoods, since both were competitive, powerful firebenders who took pride in their national heritage. During the 100-Year War, Iroh led an assault against the impenetrable Earth Kingdom capital of Ba Sing Se, breaking the city's outer wall for the first time in history. But with the death of his son, Liu Ten, he became inconsolable and fled from the invasion. Rather than returning to the Fire Nation, Iroh journeyed around the other nations, learning more about the balance of the elements and even incorporating techniques from other styles of bending into his own firebending. Ironically, Ozai's biggest mistake, fleeing his occupancy of Ba Sing Se and exploring the other nations, is what provided him with the knowledge and experience he needed to defeat his brother in a firebending combat. Unlike his brother Ozai, Iroh saw the significance of maintaining balance among the 4 elemental nations, and this is what made him the more powerful of the two. Iroh became more receptive to learning techniques from various forms of bending on his tour around the world, abandoning his previous belief that the Fire Nation was the supreme nation. While Iroh and Ozai never fought in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the fight between their equivalents, Azula and Zuko, provides insight into how their combat might have played out. Azula and Zuko fought in Agni Kai, a classic firebending combat in the Avatar: The Last Airbender series finale. Sozin's Comet Part 4 Avatar Aang. Azula trains firebending in the same way as her father did, channeling her natural aggressiveness into her firebending. Zuko, like his uncle, has a stronger understanding of the skill of firebending and a similar appreciation for the balance of the fire, earth, air, and water nations. After training with Iroh and meeting the dragons Ran and Shao in person, while both firebenders remain powerful throughout their struggle, Azula eventually becomes exhausted owing to a lack of balance inside herself. Iroh is the stronger firebender of the two due to his acceptance of all styles of bending, which is a prominent theme of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But in more shocking news, did you know that Netflix's Avatar remake just set a world record? Now you do. Netflix is currently busy working on a full-scale live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender, a legendary animated series. The fans are concerned that the remake will fall short of the original, which continues to gain popularity. But there is one area where we can be sure Netflix will not skimp: technology. We know this because the stage they're using has just been awarded a Guinness World Record. Pixomondo and William F. White International collaborated to develop the world's largest LED stage, which now holds the record. It's 22,000 square feet and has 2,500 LED wall panels and 760 LED ceiling tiles, according to comicbook.com. When these panels are activated, they create a simulated atmosphere that is so realistic that filmmakers may film sequences in all kinds of bizarre settings without ever leaving the stage. On a program like The Last Airbender, which is set in an Asian-inspired fantasy world full of colorful kingdoms, magical animals, and elemental magic, that's obviously beneficial. This type of LED stage technology was initially used in Disney Plus' The Mandalorian, and it has since become quite common in huge fantasy performances. Guinness World Records editor-in-chief Craig Glenday issued a comment regarding the new record. When it comes to world records in the realm of visual and special effects, we're faced with a dazzling array of new technology wonders to consider, he said. As fans of the latest generation of effects-driven movies and TV shows, Glenday also highlighted how thrilling it is to be able to recognize a setting as magical as the Pixomondo and William F. White International stage. It's like a dream factory, he claims, where anything can be made up, from flying dragons to dramatic moonscapes. He also congratulated Pixomondo and William F. White on their record-breaking accomplishment and thanked their consultant, Ian Fales, of Before and Afters, for leading them through the exciting, dynamic, and ever-changing environment of VFX superlatives. With that, we're wrapping up today's episode about Netflix's Avatar making a special change for the audience and other news about the upcoming series. Are you just as excited as we are about this Netflix remake? Let us know in the comment section below. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.